Thank you for joining me. I'm Alex, and I would like to have a look at Renewable Energy Group. Mostly because if you're investing in renewable energy right now is the time to do it, because solar and wind are currently cheaper than existing coal power plants, meaning just the coal and maintenance and stuff like that is more expensive than building new solar arrays and new wind farms. So figured I'd have a look at this and see if there's any potential there, because again, the time to invest in this is kind of right now. So they do renewable energy, which I guess you may have figured out at this point. Current price is $17, which gives them a market cap of $673 million, which means it's a pretty small company, which also means that there's a lot of room for growth there. Dividend is obviously zero, and obviously that is going to stay that way for the foreseeable future, because obviously for a company like this, investing in more energy projects is far more important than paying a dividend for investors. Current revenue is $2.4 billion and earnings of $300 million, which is up from negative $80 million. So obviously they turned things around there. The PE of -6 is the trailing 12 months, which has about the same revenue and earnings of negative $300-ish million. Less than that. Still. Total assets, $1.1 billion. Total liabilities, $342 million, which gives them a total stockholders' equity of $765 million, which is amazing if you think about it, because the market cap is lower than the total stockholders' equity. However, that obviously doesn't factor in the trailing 12 months, which went pretty terribly. So to sum all that up, I think that obviously we would have to do a lot more research into quarterly earnings and filings. We would have to do a lot more research into what their current projects are and what their planned projects are. But overall, I think that if you're looking for a growth stock and you don't mind the volatility and the probable major downturn the stock is taking, then I think this would be a good investment. But again, have to do some research into quarterly earnings and current projects and outlook. But beyond that, I think that if you're focused on companies that have a fairly high probability of going bankrupt, but a huge potential of future earnings, then this is kind of the company that you would want to invest in. And obviously for a value investor or a dividend investor, this is definitely not the company for you. For a value investor, it's because you're looking for companies that are consistently profitable and still have a good balance sheet. This one is not consistently profitable, but has a decent balance sheet. Still, I think that for a value investor, you kind of want both, unless there's a huge, overwhelming thing to the positive, and I don't see that here. Still though, growth investor, do some research into this. Obviously, dividend investor has no business being here, and value investor, I think that there's better choices for safety of principle. Not necessarily future potential, but safety of principle is just not given here. So that's it for me for today. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. I'm coming out with more videos every day before market open. I hope you have a successful day.